First thing that came to mind, he's such a musician, a magician. He's throwing these ideas at us so rapid fire. You know what came to mind, and I realize it's a completely different art form, but there was a famous French poet who spoke of Ravel as being a magician and how he worked with music, and that's what I was thinking as I was listening to this applied to Debussy. Reminded me of, like, I felt like I was listening to Robin Williams make music, like so many rapid fire ideas, and then you sit back and you see the whole thing, and it all made sense. Like, there was meaning behind every single one of those, and it all wraps up in a nice bow. Like, it makes cohesive sense as a movement. But in the moment, it's so rapid fire. So many little ideas he's throwing at you, themes, and he rarely stays in one place for more than a couple of measures at a time. Even when he establishes a big feel and we get into this vista of music, and then suddenly he takes you somewhere you weren't expecting. That's what struck me, kind of big picture over this whole movement. Anybody else?
Well, that reminds me what I was thinking about when I first started doing the mock-ups for this. I felt like he was showing me pictures that he took while he was at the beach. And so in the beginning, you have one section, and it's like, okay, here's this picture I took. And then he shows you another picture, and then another picture. And then I went back and looked, and when he composed the piece, he said he didn't want to compose it from his memories of being at the beach. I guess his family had wanted him to be a sailor, and that gig didn't work out for him. But he was in the mountains, and so he was very much liked the works. There was a painter, J.M.W. Turner, and so what he used to inspire him were paintings from that painter. And so that's very much what you're getting is from the beginning to measure 9, you've got one picture, and then at measure 9 we get the different texture with the oboe coming in, and that's another picture, and that goes until 18. Then he creates another image. And he continues doing that all the way through almost to bar 1, what is it, where I ended the the mock-up. To bar 118 is where we finally get some sort of development. But he also said in writing this that he didn't want to, he called it a symphonic poem, and he didn't want it to be thought of as a symphony. He wanted the ideas to just evolve naturally, to paraphrase. Yeah. So what you're saying is exactly what he said about it. And there are also times too, like in the transitions, you get the feeling where one section ends and the next image comes along, and there's no transition. Like you said, you go from one to the other. And it's almost, the image I got in my mind was like someone showing you pictures and you're holding it, and before you get a chance to absorb that first picture, they go, oh, here's another one I took, and then, oh, here's another one. So he keeps pushing these images in front of you. But, I mean, that's very much what you said. We get these textures that come along.
There's also a scherzo feel to this movement. It's loosely in symphonic form, and it's a 3-movement piece. But this one, most of it's in 3/4, I think. And it has that very playful quality. It's not the slow, languorous middle movement of a very traditional symphony, although it has elements of that. But